KRIZ FM Brainerd, all hit radio, Z107. And you know, Earl, what? It's a real special night on Metal Shop. I bet you I can guess right. I bet you can. I bet you Iron Maiden? You guess. Yep. It's the Iron Maiden special on Metal Shop. Yeah. Hey, how come you like metal so much? Because I like to bang your head. Oh, no, ow. Don't be it. No, see, if you're going to bang your head, you better bang your head and leave my head alone. It's bang your head time. Well, I know what time it really is. Well, it's time for Metal Shop on All Hit Radio Z107. KLIZ FM Brainerd. Haha, I got it. Yeah. Are we still on the air? I don't know. Are we? Oh, we're still on the air. Oh, we better... Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, or will we still be on the air? Okay, we won't say nothing. All right. We can wait. Hush. We can wait. I don't... Hush. Okay. We're leaving now. Goodbye. Bye. We're fading away.
Metal Shop is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Levi's 501 jeans, specially made to give you a unique personal fit that no ordinary jeans can match. Metal Shop.
Seven deadly sins, 7 ways to win, 7 holy paths to hell, and your truth begins.
Tonight on Metal Shop, it's the world premiere of Iron Maiden's brand new album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. During the next 60 minutes, we'll talk with the entire Maiden band. Steve Harris, Bruce Dickinson, Dave Murray, Nico McBrain, and Adrian Smith. They'll give you all the details on the making of possibly the biggest album in their illustrious career, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. So, stay with Metal Shop and get your first listen to brand new Iron Maiden.
This is Bruce Dickinson.
This is Nico here.
Hello there, this is Dave Murray. Hi, this is Adrian Smith.
Right, Rivetheads, this is Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. Stay right where you are, because when Metal Shop returns, it's the world premiere of our new album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
You'll hear them first tonight on the only show with teeth. Metal Shop.
I felt like a...
Metal Shop. All right, this is Charlie Kendall, and I hope you're psyched for Metal Shop's world premiere of the new Iron Maiden album called Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. It's a concept album, the first they've ever written, and coincidentally, it's the 7th Iron Maiden studio recording. I might add that this year's world tour will also be Maiden's 7th. Anyway, let's not waste any more time, because tonight we're going to let the Maiden music do the talking. We'll start at the beginning, side 1, cut 1. The song's called Moonchild, and oddly enough, it begins with Bruce Dickinson accompanied by an acoustic guitar. Not your typical Iron Maiden opener. Bass player Steve Harris tells why the album starts that way.
When that came about was, you know, just the story and everything, with the sort of, not medieval, but that's, you know, an older era sort of feel to the story. You know, we've always been fans of Jethro Tull, to, you know, be honest, and Bruce had this acoustic thing at the start, you know, which was very much like in Tull type of thing, you know, and we thought, oh, it just fits so well, you know, and then we ended up putting it a bit at the end as well, to tie it all up, the whole story.
Here's drummer Nico McBrain with more.
There's no serious complicated parts to this song, it's real Bush, head down, meet you at the end. And it wasn't constantly any reason behind it to make it any different. I mean, it's H's song, and as you know, lots of Adrian's material is obviously different to Steve's, which is when you see it, you hear the fingerprint of Maiden. It's mainly a Steve Harris composition, to be very honest. But it's a serious head down, let's meet you at the end job, and it's straight away through, and it's quite a tempo.
Check it out yourself. Here's Moonchild.
7 deadly sins, 7 ways to win, 7 holy paths to hell, and your truth begins. 7 downward slopes, 7 bloodied hopes, 7 are your burning fires, 7 your desires. victim of cruel charade. Some innocent pawn in an endgame, one more stalemate. Is there another birthday? A wasted kiss, you scream goodbye to the undead live within us and look through our eyes. Walking on water, on miracles all you can trust. Measure your cup and you then measure up to your lust.
is Iron Maiden. Can I Play with Madness from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Okay, we're coming back with more world premiere metal from Iron Maiden, including the 9.5-minute epic title track. Stay with us.
This is Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. Don't go away, because Metal Shop's coming back with more of the Iron Maiden story right after this.
Here's another new one for you. This is
scared to fall asleep again in case the dream begins again. Someone chasing and terrible, standing rigid and nightmare statue. What a dream! Where will it end? And will I transcend?
world premiere Iron Maiden for you from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. That's Moonchild, which Bruce Dickinson says is one of the few songs he's ever recorded in just one take.
Well, it was the first track we recorded, and I just went in and did it in one take. From not the acoustic intro bit, that was done separately, but from the moment where I go, you know, I'm he, the bornless one, the fallen angel, watching you, you know, then that was all, the whole of that song was all one take. And I know very few people in any musical type thing, except old Presley when he was doing it with the backing singers in the room and Les Paul holding the wires into the back of the tape recorder. Apart from those sort of situations, I mean, in modern day, it's very rare that you get anything down in one take.
Iron Maiden's new album was recorded in Munich, Germany. It's the first time since 1982's Number of the Beast album that the band didn't record at Compass Point Studios in the Bahamas. Guitarist Adrian Smith tells why.
I think we all agreed we needed a change for Bahamas, you know. Although we did record half of the last album in Holland, which was good. But Germany was good, yeah, it was a good studio. We lived above the studio in a hotel. So you just get in the lift, you go down the studio, you finish, you go up in the lift, you're in your room, you know. You don't even have to go out of the building to go to the studio, you know. And that's a great studio. You're in that little cocoon.
And it was in that little cocoon where Iron Maiden recorded their new album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Steve Harris talked about where the idea for a concept album came from.
Well, what happened was originally I had an idea for a song about clairvoyance because a woman, clairvoyant in England called Doris Stokes, you might not have heard of her in the States, but she's quite famous in England. She died, and I thought, well, just had the idea. I thought, well, if she supposedly can see, you know, the future for other people, I thought, I wonder if she could see her own. I wonder if she could foresee her own death. And that started me off. It was like, you know, I started thinking about all that, and then I started thinking about clairvoyance and everything else, and I had an idea for the song Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, which is supposedly, you know, as the seventh son has the powers of healing, you know, like just touch someone ill or sick, and supposedly has powers of clairvoyance as well. And when I spoke to Bruce about this basic idea, he was so excited about it, and he said, look, you know, we must write the whole album about this. And I thought, yeah, let's do it, you know, because we've never written a concept album before. And lyrically, it was something you could just really get your teeth into, you know.
Clairvoyant from Iron Maiden's new concept LP, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Steve Harris comments on the album's subject matter.
The whole album was like, it's questioning all the sort of things that at some point in your life you question, like infinity, the life after death thing, you know, like superstition, clairvoyance, the whole bit, you know. You know, like, because the forces of good and evil, you know, watching to see which way, because he's confused, he doesn't really understand his powers on certain parts, and then it, you know, they're sort of watching him to sort of maybe try and manipulate the powers, you know. And I'm sure, you know, most of these people will probably pick up on all the bad points and say we're right about the devil in it again, but it's a struggle between good and evil.
And writing the album was actually no struggle at all, says Bruce Dickinson, especially when compared to their previous record, Somewhere in Time.
Very loose album. Everybody was really loose when we wrote this album. You know, very kind of opening out a lot. Somewhere in Time, I think everybody was still a bit hungover from the Power Slave tour, to be honest with you, because it took a lot out of people. And I know Steve admitted to me after he'd written a lot of songs for the album. He admitted to me 2 or 3 months later. He said, really? He said, if I'm honest with myself, in some ways, I wasn't quite on the case as I'd like to be when I was writing the songs. But I think it was the same for everybody, because we were all like still a bit shell-shocked from the tour.
Here's another new one for you. This is Only the Good Die Young. Only the Good Die Young. World premiere metal from Iron Maiden. If there's one area where the band's lacked over the years, it's been in the radio airplay department. But being the troopers that they are, Iron Maiden's proved that you don't need radio airplay to sell a lot of records. Well, with the release of their new album, that may all change. For the first time since Run to the Hills in 1982, Iron Maiden have written a song that's, well, radio accessible. Can I Play with Madness is the name of that track, and the entire Maiden camp is very optimistic to say the least. Let's talk with some of the guys in the band about the song. First, here's Nico McBrain.
To me, it's Bad Company meets Led Zeppelin, you know, because there's a big cowbell thing going on, you know, through the whole thing. Well, when we finished it, it was under 3 minutes long, you know, under 4 minutes long, should I say. And we went, that's a single. Bruce knew it was going to be, you know, the chorus was very catchy. And we all thought, well, this is going to be the single anyway. But it wasn't written as a single, and it wasn't written to be played on the radio, which I hope it will be, and I think it will be, because it's a pretty sort of bouncy song. I wouldn't say commercial, that's pushing me luck.
Dave Murray.
When that came together, as soon as we'd finished rehearsing it, you know, we'd worked it out, we all looked at that and said, this is like a single, you know. It's probably like the most maybe commercial kind of thing Iron Maiden's done, but it still sounds like the band, and it wasn't a conscious effort to write a commercial song. It just happened, you know. And we feel happy because there's so many hooks in it that, you know, you go away and sort of start singing it and stuff, and but I think it's real good actually, because I mean, you know, you never know, we might get a bit more play here and there, we might get across a few more people. There's so many hooks in that song. There's more hooks in there than a fisherman's got in his pocket, I think, you know.
And Bruce Dickinson, who wouldn't mind at all if Iron Maiden had a major radio hit.
We always knew something would happen one day, you know, because everybody goes, when are you going to write the next Run to the Hills? So there wasn't going to be a next Run to the Hills. The next thing that happens that is as successful as Run to the Hills will be something different, but I don't know when it's going to be. Here we are, everybody's raving about this one. They're all terribly excited, you know, everybody I speak to. So, fingers crossed, you know, that it all works out. Yeah, it'd be marvellous to have a bit of a hit single, you know, somewhere, sometime. I think it'd be great to get some metal out there, because I'd love to go on some of these programs hosted by the Smiling Teeth, you know, and have a good go at them, you know. How the rest of the music they're playing sucks. That'd be great, you know. We'd never get on there again, but then we'd never get on there again anyway, so who cares?
Metal Shop. Welcome back to the world premiere of the new Iron Maiden album. I'm Charlie Kendall. In the tradition of epic songs like Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Alexander the Great, Phantom of the Opera, and Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden have once again written another, the title track, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Dave Murray gives credit where credit's due.
Steve's come up with the epic again, and that is it. Let's say that's good because that's, you know, so many different time changes on it, in different moods and feel, that it's great because, you know, it gets away from the regular 3-minute, you know, chorus, verse, chorus, solo, chorus, finish, you know. So it's great because we can do stuff like that, and there's some real, it's almost jazzy in some parts, I think, that slight jazzy bits there too, which is all good in a way, you know. So now we've got to try and do that live, which is going to be I actually was going to do the acoustic part electrically, you know, but I thought I wanted to sort of capture kind of like a mandolin sort of feel. I wanted like a medieval thing, so I had the idea of having like a crossfade as the song's fading out, this is coming in. It's great because we've never done anything like no acoustic before, you know, as a little feature on an album, so I thought it's quite new and it's different, you know, too. So I think it's quite nice to have little bits like and pieces like that on an album, you know.
Dave Murray talking about his acoustic guitar outro on Prophecy. We'll be back with more world premiere Iron Maiden right after this.
Hi, album Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, right here on Metal Shop.
Metal Shop. Let's get back to the world premiere of Iron Maiden's new album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Now, a lot of Maiden fans may feel that this is their best album yet, and maybe it is. But as Nico McBrain told Metal Shop, it's become increasingly difficult for the band to better themselves with each record. But somehow they do.
Somewhere in Time was to me, that was my best, I think it was my best playing performance on all of the albums so far. And then we come up with this one. And it's so hard to think, how are you going to top the last one? You know, and sometimes it's been a worry, because we've talked about it, oh, Jesus, yeah, we will. We'll top it. But we sat down, when we heard that, we were all so, as I said at the rehearsal, we were so excited about it, and it's come out even better than I think, than any of us thought it would. It would always say at the end of every album, God, this is a brilliant album, you know. That's great. The fire's still there, that magic's still there.
Nico McBrain. Here's another new one from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son called Infinite Dreams. Infinite Dreams from Iron Maiden. Well, the clock on the old shop wall tells me that we're just about out of time, so it looks like I'm going to owe you one more Maiden track from the new album on next week's show. However, we did premiere 7 of the 8 songs on the LP. The one we missed was The Evil That Men Do. We'll get that one to you on the rebound. Now, before we wrap up tonight's world premiere of the new Iron Maiden record, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, let's ask Dave Murray if they're going to play the whole concept album in concert. Well, Dave?
Well, no, not really, actually. We're going to play some selected tracks from the album. We won't play them all. But, so the album's like a concept album as far as it's like a story, but the set won't be like a concept as far as playing like the whole thing, you know, through. We're going to actually open the set with Moonchild anyway from the album, which is, so it will kind of give it that bang, off we go. And maybe the next track might be Infinite Dreams, and then after that it will kind of tend to, we'll be playing other songs and then coming back into the Seventh Son and then playing other songs from previous albums. So that way there's like a nice balance, because I think a lot of the kids want to hear stuff from the old albums anyway. They have like their favourites, so rather than just bombarding this is it, and you know, and then throwing in other songs, we'll just, you know, we'll have like all sorts.
Thanks a lot, Dave. And thanks also to the entire Iron Maiden band and organization, the Sheriff of Huddersfield, Capitol Records, and of course, thanks to you for listening. I hope you enjoyed Metal Shop's world premiere of the new Iron Maiden album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I know I did.
7 deadly sins, 7 ways to win, 7 holy paths to hell, 7 downward slopes, 7 bloodied hopes, 7 are your burning fires, 7 your desires.
Next week on Metal We'll have another report from the studio as Metallica continue working on their next album. There's more news on the Monsters of Rock festivals, fresh metal from Dirty Looks and Aerosmith Master Classic, Iron Maiden on Road Warrior, and Def Leppard on Ask the Stars. All that plus metal notes on Accept and Paul Di'Anno's Battle Zone. I'm Charlie Kendall. See you next week on Metal Shop. The only show with teeth. Metal Shop is a production of the MJI Radio Network. It has been brought to you by the U.S. Army, a place to be all you can be, and by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Well, that's just about going to wrap things up. I guess so. The Iron Maiden special was very good, though. I think you'll have to agree with me there, Earl. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, until next week, I'm Roy the Rodent, and I'm Earl the Squirrel, saying good night from Metal Shop. And All Hit Radio, Z107, I think. Yeah. We're KYZ FM in Brainerd, right? Yeah. Okay, that covers it. Okay, time to go. Goodbye. Bye. We're going now.